By the end of every month, do you end up with no money left in your account and find yourself borrowing from friends or depending on your credit card? Then this video is for you. Let's see how to solve this problem and build an emergency fund quickly. First, let's understand one simple thing. What is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is a fixed amount of money kept aside to handle unexpected situations. For example, sudden hospital expenses, bike or car repairs, job loss, family emergencies. It is basically safety money that helps us manage unexpected expenses. Okay, now let's see how to build it fast from zero. Step 1. Expense tracking. During the first month, there is only one thing you need to do. Track all your expenses. No matter how small the expense is, write everything down. There are many apps available for this. You can use a notebook or Excel. Personally, I use Excel, but you can choose whichever method is comfortable for you. If you do this consistently, by the end of the month, when you check your expense details, you'll honestly be shocked. Because many times, the small expenses we never notice end up becoming huge expenses. For example, daily snacks and tea, random online orders, unused subscriptions, extra food delivery. Because most money is not spent on big things, it is actually lost through these small, repeated expenses. Step 2. Categorizing the expenses. So after the first month, we understand where our money is going. Now comes the next step, categorizing the expenses. We can divide our expenses into 3 categories: must-need, useful but reducible, and completely avoidable. Category 1. Must-need expenses that cannot be avoided. For example, rent, electricity bill, essential food, EMI, petrol for work. Category 2. Useful but reducible expenses that are useful but can still be reduced. For example, tea from outside, food delivery, entertainment subscriptions. Category 3. Completely avoidable expenses that could have been avoided completely. For example, impulse shopping, random online orders, unused subscriptions. Once step 2 is complete, we are fully prepared. Now we can start building the emergency fund. Step 3. Emergency fund building. Every month, transfer the money spent on Category 3, completely avoidable expenses, into your emergency fund. Similarly, slowly redirect some of the Category 2 expenses into the emergency fund as well, because reducing Category 2 expenses often requires changing our habits. For example, if you usually drink 3 teas from outside every day, you may have to reduce it to 2. Habit changes take time. But within 2 or 3 months, you'll be able to save a good amount from Category 2 and Category 3 into your emergency fund. This amount will be different for each person. So first identify your own expense pattern. Then move only that specific amount into the fund account. Otherwise, if you blindly try to save a fixed percentage of your salary, like many financial advisors suggest, you may later end up using that same money again when other expenses come up. So instead, split your expenses category-wise as we discussed, and transfer the money from useful but reducible and completely avoidable categories into your emergency fund. Step 4. How much emergency fund do you need? Now the question is, how much money should be there in your emergency fund? For that, look at your Category 1 must-need expenses, because those are the expenses you can never avoid. You should have at least 3 months of those expenses saved in your emergency fund. For example, if your monthly must-need expense is 20,000 rupees, then you should have a minimum of 60,000 rupees in your emergency fund. At the beginning, make this your target. Slowly, you can increase it to cover 6 months of expenses. Why is an emergency fund important? Because it helps you increase confidence, reduce panic during difficult situations, and make better decisions. But one important thing: never use your emergency fund for investments, shopping, or other unnecessary purposes. Use it only for emergency situations. And another important point: if you use your emergency fund, try to refill it in the following months. Final message: only after building a proper emergency fund should you seriously think about other savings or investments, because even a single emergency situation can destroy your financial stability. So starting today, seriously begin with step number 1: expense tracking. If you found this video useful, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe for more practical financial content.